Hello and welcome to Red Roots Media, formerly the Civil Insurgent. Today I'm touching on how the Biden administration wants to censor your private conversations. Disturbing authoritarian plans are coming out of the DNC. The administration is now considering working directly with SMS companies to vet text messages and send messages directly to the American people to stop the spread of information on COVID in which they deem to be inaccurate. We have seen this happening for over the last year already on Facebook, Twitter, and even YouTube, where they're so-called fact checkers that really are just left-wing narrative pushers censoring posts that are objectively true from individuals with personal experience, doctors, or even scientists. God forbid you as a human being or as an American citizen actually have an independent opinion on COVID that the oligarchs consider to be anti-vax statements. As it is, you can't even cite an actual case of adverse effects or worse after receiving the jab. From Politico, the party organization is also reportedly considering employing aggressive fact-checkers to monitor communications in a plan drawing furious pushback from conservatives, because as always, it's Republicans pounce. Never an agreed opinion of overstepping boundaries, just Republicans react. We need every American citizen to push back on shit like this. Biden allied groups, including the Democratic National Committee, are planning to engage fact checkers more aggressively and work with SMS carriers to dispel misinformation about vaccines that is sent over social media and text messages. Let's be honest with ourselves. This isn't going to stop with just text messages. This will become normalized and move on to our emails and then our phone calls. This latest push from the Biden administration and the DNC is just disgusting, and it's opening up a door to censoring what's supposed to be our private conversations. On top of this information, we've already heard the administration's plan of whomever the government sends as a, quote, trusted messenger to go door to door in areas with lower vaccination rates, aka red states and red towns, to tell us what exactly that we haven't had pounded into our heads daily by news organizations and social media sites. But I guess since Trump is out of office, all this is great, as beforehand the Democrat politicians and even Kamala were refusing the thought of taking any vaccine being pushed by the orange man. All this is ironically happening as the citizens of Cuba are in the streets fighting their communist regime, waving our flag, calling for liberty. Their internet connections and phone communications were cut off from the rest of the world because it's state monitored and controlled. And here we are further opening the door in America for censorship of speech, now even in private conversations. I just don't see how anybody can agree with this overreach by the government. All of us, left and right, should be standing up against actions like this before things get even more out of hand. The United States is seen as a symbol of freedom throughout the world, between social media censorship that suppressed any information that could have hurt the big guy in the election season, to speech that may hurt some people's feelings, and now the ever-evolving corona narrative. The DNC hasn't quite figured out how this new censorship will work with communication service providers yet, and hopefully it gets squashed before it even goes into effect. That's all I have for now. Stay tuned as the push to lock Trump up grows yet again, and interesting election voting data from Arizona, Georgia, and Pennsylvania is trickling out more and more each day. I'll see you on the next one.